Hi there, my name is Dr. Cher Beauvais, and I'm really excited that you decided to watch this video series. This video I'm doing right now that you're watching is the introduction video, followed by a 6-week video blog, and it's my journey when I ran into issues with my weight, but it's actually from 9 years ago. And I decided, even though I've had this video blog out since I lost the weight 9 years ago, I thought, well, it'd be great to do like an introduction, because the video blog starts like in my first week of using an approach for weight loss, and then I do it each week, and share my results and tell my story, the good, bad, and the ugly, all of it. But I thought, well, now, this is 9 years ago, so now it'd be very interesting to kind of do an introduction, so to give you some perspective on it. And at the very end of the 6 weeks video blog, there's a conclusion. So I'm reflecting back on the 9 years. So just to back up a little bit, so you have a little background coming into the story and why I'm sharing this with you. So again, 9 years ago, just after I turned 50, I ran into weight challenges for a variety of reasons: hormonal changes, stress, elder care, a variety of things going on in my life, that just the end result was I was carrying quite a bit of extra weight. Came on fairly quickly, actually. So of course, I was working in, as a healthcare professional specializing in weight loss. I know what to do, and did all of the usual things, based on healthy eating. I knew how my metabolic rate, I knew what caloric intake to consume. It was an anti-inflammatory diet, clean eating, lower carb, higher protein, healthy fats, all of that, which typically can work for many people, but it was not working. I would barely lose a pound, maybe if I was lucky, in a week. And then one slight change and it would go back up 2 pounds. So I knew something wasn't right. I just knew with everything I was doing, I should be dropping weight at a, good, consistent rate. But I didn't have the answer. I didn't know. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to change. It was quite upsetting, quite frankly, because I thought, wow, is this it? I just have to accept that now that I'm 50, I need to keep, I'm carrying extra weight and I'm just going to keep putting it on. From a quality of life standpoint, from how I felt about myself, but also the trajectory I was on, like towards, from a health perspective. I mean, I was starting to get into fatty liver disease. So they were starting to impact some health issues. So I knew I needed to do something differently, but did not have the answers. As it was, coincidentally, I happened to be going to a conference in the US. It was about obesity and weight loss. And there was a presentation, and it was around a completely different method for weight loss. And just, basically your body has 2 sources of fuel. It can use food based on breaking it down to glucose, and that glucose is the fuel for your cells, but it can also use fat. And everything I had been doing on my training prior to my experience everything I did was based on using food for fuel. That was what was available, the research and whatnot. But when I was at this conference, they presented really interesting research around this whole other fueling system where you get your bodies actually can use body fat for fuel. And there's different ways of going, different methodologies. But certainly I walked away from that going, wow, this is completely different. So I continued to do my own research. I really, because for me, criteria number 1, is it healthy? Number 2, number 2 is also getting results. Number 3 is, does it set your body up that you're going to be able to keep it off? Or is it going to do damage to your metabolism and then you bounce back up again? So those are my 3 criteria. So I continued to do my own research. And once I really understood it, because I like to geek out on science and physiology and all this stuff. So I was like, okay, this makes sense. I need to understand it. And it made sense to me. So I thought, I'm going to give it a go. And I decided, this could be if this goes well, this could be really powerful story to share with people who are similarly find themselves in the same situation as myself. Hence why then I decided 9 years ago, I would do a weekly video. And that's what the next series of 6 videos are, my experiences. So it's real time. As I'm going through this, you'll hear how I track my measuring, and I would do body composition, because when I was doing this, I was also testing it out. I'm making sure I'm keeping my muscle, am I targeting fat, I'm talking about how I'm feeling, my energy, all that type of stuff. Talking about sort of the good, bad, and the ugly, what was going well, what was challenging, having a few setbacks, what did I do differently, how did I get it, change the methodologies to get back on track. So it's very real. It's my story. And So I just wanted to give you the background because I think it's really interesting. Here we are 9 years later. I have kept the weight off, just so you know. But with that experience, having done it, you know, over that time period, and you know, and also it wasn't 6 weeks, but it was also, I made sure I was able to keep the weight off. But after my own experience tracking it, proving it worked very well, it was very healthy and very achievable and sustainable. That's when then I changed my methodologies. So I started offering this method to patients that were coming to me for help with weight loss. And I have continued to do so for the past 9 years very successfully. So enjoy the videos. I hope that it gives you inspiration. It gives you hope that just because what you're doing has not been working doesn't mean that it's not possible, and it is entirely possible that you can still reach the goal you want, feel good, as I like to say, have, you know, freedom in your body, freedom in your mindset, freedom in your lifestyle. So enjoy the video series, 6 weeks, and then watch the conclusion. That's where I'm going to give some thoughts and reflections looking back over the past 9 years. Enjoy.